I'm Nadia and she's Salma. Welcome to Wandernad, the YouTube channel. Fendi and I just came back from Bali and we didn't just stay on the mainland. We actually went out to a little island outside of there called Nusa Penida. So here are the 5 things that you need to know about Nusa Penida. It is an Indonesian island southeast of Bali and it's one of the 3 Nusa islands, the other 2 being Nusa Ceningan and Nusa Lembongan. And Nusa Penida is the one that's furthest from Bali and also the least developed. And I'm sure you've seen photos of it on Instagram, Facebook or Twitter or whatever because it's one of the most trending and Instagrammable destinations of this year. You of course fly into Denpasar, Bali, then take a cab or whatever to Sanur, which is the harbour, for you to take the speedboat to Nusa Penida. So the speedboats, while you're there at the harbour, right, there'll be many boat companies that are going to come up to you and offer you their boat services. So I guess I can't give you a tip on that because we were also just approached by a guy and we just kind of went with it. But here's what we can tell you. We paid 400,000 rupiah per person for a return ticket. But when we got to the island, the hotel owner, who's a local, told us that we didn't actually have to pay any more than 300,000 rupiah per person for a return ticket. That's just so you know the baseline and maybe you can negotiate your way around that, okay? The boat ride will take you about 30 to 45 minutes. Here is one advice. If the weather is not looking too good, like it's very windy, about to rain, try not to get on the boat because when it's raining, the water does get very choppy and they go really fast, so it is very dangerous and there have been cases of sunken boats. So some of the tour operators or the boat operators might actually insist for you to get on the boat and they'll tell you that it's safe to get on it. But I mean, for your own safety, just wait it out. Wait for the next trip, okay? So that's all. That's what I'm gonna tell you lah. And also, if you're taking the boat from Sanur, the pier, there is no such thing as an actual pier. So you actually have to wade into the water and it gets to about knee-high. So if you can, wear shorts or wear like a kain so you can pull it up a bit and wear slippers or whatever. Just a little heads up for you. There is a cheaper alternative to the speedboat, but you have to go to Padang Bai for the public ferry. It's only going to cost you 27,000 rupiah about there for one adult ticket, but instead of like half an hour, 45 minutes ride, it's going to take you about 2 hours. And the schedule, apparently people say, changes quite a bit, macam tukar dia je. So let that not be your only alternative to get to Nusa Penida. And of course, if you're short on time, don't go that route lah. Remember to check with your tour or boat operators where they're going to drop you off on the island itself. So there are 3 jetty or harbour there. Toyo Pake is the biggest one. There's also Buyo and there's also Sampalan, which is the one that we were dropped off at. So different boat operators go to different places, so make sure you get the right one, okay? And also once you've hit the island itself, I think best way to do it is to arrange for a pickup with your hotel, assuming you've actually booked accommodations, because when we were on the island, we didn't see any taxis. One of the main reasons people go to Nusa Penida is for all the beautiful diving and snorkeling spots. I think quite easily you can see manta rays there, and also what's famous is mola mola. It's I googled it and it said ocean sunfish, whatever that is, but all I know is that it is huge. It is the world's heaviest bony fish, so it can grow up to like 3 meters long. Okay, 3 meters is almost double my height. So imagine if you're like snorkeling and you actually see a fish that big, I might freak out lah. But just sharing with you that information. Also, Fendi and I went on a land tour. So besides the beautiful ocean and all that it's got to offer, the island itself is also very nice. So Fendi and I went on a land tour and it'll bring you to the same 4 spots, which is usually Kelingking Beach, and then there's Angels Billabong, and then there's Broken Beach, and then there's Crystal Bay. I think pusing-pusing pun it's going to be roughly about the same itinerary for everyone lah. Ours was like a private car, so we paid 700,000 rupiah for one mobil. So I think that car is able to fit up to maybe an extra 2 people. So you know, you can split that because it's paid per car. And we started at like about 8 in the morning, and then we hit the last spot at about 2 p.m, which is Crystal Bay, and we wanted to watch the sunset there. So we stayed all the way till like 6 o'clock, and our driver was okay with that. So I think a lot of this is up to your driver if he's not too strict with his schedule, because people there are very chill. So if you just tell them like, hey dude, like, I want to stay till sunset, and they're fine with that. If not, then they're like, okay, I get to go home early. You know, they're quite cool with that. Here are some things for you to remember. Kelingking Beach is a spot or like a little cove, so there's like a beautiful secret beach type stuff, and you're going to be looking from above, but you can actually hike down. However, the hike down will take you easily an hour to about like 45 minutes like that for you to hike down, and then you got to hike back up, so you got to remember that. And for us, our driver actually went like, oh, jangan turun ya. We're like, oh, okay, so we're not allowed to go down. I guess we're on a tight schedule. I don't know, but if you want to, yeah, by all means. But remember to bring proper shoes, because from the blogs I read and what we saw, it was really steep, like really like gut-wrenching steep, and it's not like proper steps built down there, okay? But the view from up was beautiful. I'm sure if you reach the beach at the bottom, it's beautiful. Okay, also then you're gonna reach the next spot, which is Angel's Bilabong. So, and I was like, okay, when are we gonna go to our third spot? No, the third spot is Broken Beach, which is only about 2 minutes walk away, so they're really close to each other. Also, Crystal Bay is when usually you will finish your tour and you can actually snorkel there, so remember to bring your gear. Unlike mainland Bali, Nusa Penida is still quite far from being a tourist heaven, quote unquote lah. But because of the number of growing tourists that's heading to the island, I think the locals are starting to capitalize on that. They're starting to see the opportunity, so there will be more and more accommodations and amenities for people like you and I, tourists. The main towns that you need to know is, of course, Toyo Pakai, which is the biggest one there. It's got a port, and it is the only Muslim village on the island as well. So a lot of people usually go to Nusa Penida and hang at Toyo Pakai. Fendi and I, instead, we were at Sampalan. It's like probably the second largest one, but it's good enough because it's got a port, so you can get on and off your ferry there, your boat there. And make sure, if you want to get easy access to restaurants and all the other shops, stay nearer to where the port is. Like, we stayed probably about 15 minutes away from the port, so we didn't know how to ride scooters, so we couldn't even get to the restaurants and the shops near where it should be. One more area that you may have heard of is also called Ped. It's famous among backpackers, and there, of course, you can find your typical restaurants, guest houses, villas, chalets, and hotels. The restaurant selection is pretty decent, and I think it's only going to get better and grow as the number of tourists grow that visit the island now. But your best choice or best selection will definitely be at Toyo Pakai. But instead, for like Fendi and I, we stay at Sampalan, and it's a bit further from the port. And we were also only limited to getting around by foot, so we could only eat at the hotel. And the only other restaurant nearby, which was like about 400 meters away, was called Warung Joko. So the food was okay by the beach lah. Also, here's one tip: if you can ride a scooter, then definitely rent one. Then it'll be easier for you to find restaurants and shops. So you just go around the island and do that. And if you don't know how to ride a scooter like us, then maybe choose accommodation that's nearer to where the harbour or where the port is. Then you can just walk around town, and that's where you can find restaurants. Hi, you're back. You want to say goodbye to them? Yep, because it's the end of the video. So all I can say to you guys is go to Nusa Penida. It is beautiful, and Fendi and I are definitely going back, because the last time we were there, we only went on that land tour, and it was like on one side of the island. There's still, I think, Atoh Beach to check out. Also, we definitely have to go snorkeling. I want to see manta rays and the mola fish and feed you. No. Anyway, so go to Nusa Penida, and I hope you've learned a thing or two from this video. We'll meet again. Safe travels. Bye.